Today I'm going to be pulling the rear axle that was in our Jeep in favor of this axle that we got at the junkyard. And my main reason for doing that is I found some pretty serious chipping on the spider gears on that, and rather than fixing it, I opted to just grab a whole axle since it was there. And I think I got it for a pretty good deal, so hopefully it'll be a good match and just be a nice quick bolt up. I already kind of went over this and, you know, welded up some stuff on it. I even took the track bar bolt and did some reinforcing on that, so that it'll be nice and sturdy for driving it and won't have any shakes. So I'm gonna get started on getting this thing pulled out and go from there. I'm going to start by pulling these calipers off and hanging them up out of the way. Then I'll be pulling the shocks next, and then sway bar. Then we can lower it down and dump this whole axle out of the way. All right, so I pulled this emergency brake line off. I'll try and show you a little bit better on the other side. They're kind of tricky. On the other side, I was lucky enough. These are pretty rusty, so I was able basically to just wiggle these and get the clips to fit through. But we'll see if I'm that lucky just with a pair of pliers. Sometimes I use, oh yeah, there we go. So there's enough spring in there to get this fed back through of the mount. So a lot of the time I have to use like a 13 or 14 mil wrench basically to retract these little prongs, but these are so rusty that they kind of hold their shape a little bit. So yeah, and then this side's just a little grommet, and I'll get that fit through this bottom slot. And just like that, cable's freed up. Just from there, you can see it kind of just fits through this little eyelet here. So got that up out of the way, and now the axle is ready to come all the way out. I'm just gonna pull these upper control arms off real quick because the uppers at the frame side are hard to get to. So I'm gonna do this right now, and then I'll pull the uppers after and get the lowers taken off, and this will be ready to pull out of here. Perfect. Let's lift this up and get this thing out of here. Just like that. It's out. Now you can see, got all sorts of space to work. I do want to take a look at this. I think I'll make up some weld washers for that while I got it all apart, and we'll be basically ready to put this in. I left off yesterday. I welded up the track bar mount on the passenger side. I got the track bar mount on the axle side fixed up. So now it's all good and tight and ready to be put all back together. I also kind of might have slapped the axle back in because it's pretty boring, pretty straightforward. As you can see, I basically just hooked stuff back up to where it went. So tonight I'm gonna hook up the drive shaft and put new brakes on and hook up the emergency brake cables, and I think the rear end should be done for now. I'm already prepared to be silver after this, because I don't want to have to deal with pounding this thing off again. That would be nice. And in Michigan, pretty much as much never sees as you can put on stuff is generally a safe bet. So I did get this whole thing put back together yesterday. I didn't want to bore you with, you already watched me take it out. It's rinse and repeat, so I pretty much just slapped it back together yet last night and did a little bit of the welding. Got that all kind of put back together. So if you're bummed that I didn't record it, it won't be the last time I do axles and something. You'll watch it somewhere else. Then I'm back to being a professional YouTuber. Got my light dialed in, you know, the important stuff. I'm really hoping that I can unfreeze this fitting. Somebody tell me if that part number is right. I'll switch them if they are in the wrong spot, but I'm gonna just use context clues and go, yep, that fits there. I think I'm just gonna try and retap that hole to just a screw that fits. So let me go find one and get that drill and tap set up. It looks like I will have enough room to basically just re-drill this hole like a little bit further down. We'll see, maybe with some luck. So yeah, I can see that mark is going to be plenty clear. And luckily I keep a whole bunch of hardware on hand all the time, so I'm gonna replace it with some 1024 bolt. I have a feeling I'll be doing the same process over on the other side. I might even have to drill that hole open a little bit also. All right, here we go. Because this is a manual and it is pretty convenient to be able to set a parking brake, I'm gonna hook these back up, and I know pretty much every other manual I've ever owned, I just kind of deal with it and don't really worry too much about the fact that I don't have parking brakes, except you do need to do it in the right order, which would be the opposite of what I did. voila. One side done.
Becca here. This was the end of Nick's video clips that he had recorded of this axle swap, but he did get it all the way in, and we've been driving it for the last couple weeks, and all is well. This junkyard axle here is obviously still a Dana 44, same as the last one, but this one was out of a 2012 JK, and ours is an 08, but they both had 321 gears, so it went right in, and everything worked out perfectly. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our channel.